Hey guys, MoiDawg here, and today we have the third place match for the MilsimUnits Eye in the Sky Invitational 2024. If you're looking for a Milsim unit in any game, Arma, Squad, Insurgency, doesn't matter, make sure to check out milsimunits.com down in the description below. For the past 2 weeks, we've been watching competitive teams slug it out in an 8-team knockout tournament, and it is all led up to this, the finale, the championship weekend, and today we're going over the third place match between RaT Brigade and Ukraine Unity Frontline. Now, I don't like putting spoilers here. I want you guys to enjoy this just as you would have live, but I have to say it because it really happened, and this is what the experience was live. Unfortunately, Ukraine Unity Frontline just did not have the numbers to field a full team. As I'm sure you guys know, Ukraine is currently in the middle of a war, and as a result of that war, they've been dealing with a lot of power outages throughout the country. This is something that they've let us know since the first round, that they may have people just staging, waiting, just in case someone gets disconnected to a power outage. They've made sure that they have a huge roster so that way they can fill in and out as needed. This also did come up in the semifinals. We had to wait just a little bit longer in order to get a few more people in due to these disconnects and power outages. But for the third place round, we tried, we waited 10, 15 minutes, half an hour. Unfortunately, Ukraine Unity Frontline could just not get the numbers, and we're down about 10 or so members. As a result, Darkest Night, a competitive team that is actually competing with Tactical Trigonometry under the Tactical Trigonometry banner, volunteered some reserves so that way we could still have a good competitive match. Now, that does mean that if Ukraine Unity Frontline does win these matches, it doesn't matter. RaT Brigade showed up, they had the numbers, and they have officially won third place. So this match that you're watching is essentially an exhibition. As much as a bummer as this might be for the competition, I hope this shows that it doesn't matter what team you're on. Squad is a huge community and willing to help each other out, and Darkest Night stepping up and saying, hey, let's still compete, as well as Ukraine Unity Frontline knowing that we've been disqualified, we're not going to win anything even if we do win these games, and RaT Brigade saying, we'll still compete even though we already won. All this is just huge. Big thanks to RaT Brigade, Ukraine Unity Frontline, Darkest Night, everyone in the squad competitive community for making this match still happen. Real life always comes first, and with that, I want you guys to just enjoy. It's still some competitive squad action, and although we're not necessarily competing for that third place, I think you guys will still really enjoy the games we got. And don't worry, we're still having the championship game between Squad All-Stars Germany and Tactical Trigonometry releasing soon, so that will be a really competitive match for $1,500 for first place and $500 for second. So sit back, relax, enjoy this third place match between RaT Brigade and Ukraine Unity Frontline, and I'll see you in the championship. We got PLA, we got CAF, and we have a live game completely on time. Definitely not 30 minutes late, and definitely not with a wonderful tactical trigonometry team. Oh, looks like they're the Darkest Night detachment will be joining Ukraine Unity Frontline. So do think thanks again, Darkest Night, for jumping in. Tac Trig is actually a kind of a combo team here competing in this tournament with Tactical Trigonometry, the competitive side, as well as the competitive branch or the competitive team Darkest Night fighting under the Tac Trig banner. So thank you guys so much for helping out and getting this show on the road. Still want to make sure we have a nice competitive game of squad here, and we're kicking it off with Sanshin Ras V2. Gonna make sure no one else, looks like there still might be another squad popping in, so we're gonna give them a second, but let's take a look at what we got. And wow, this is a very good layer for us to watch and for them to play. It is going to be a little bit in the PLA's favor here. So first, from the western side, we're on board once again. The top left of your screen, RaT Brigade is in red because their units are going to be red, their outlines are going to be red, and they are going to be on the Canadian faction. Ukraine Unity at the top left of your screen going to be in blue. The name is blue, the outlines are blue, they are blue, and they are going to be with the PLA, and they're deploying from the western side. And looks like we can jump in here now too. Yeah. So the western side of the map, it goes to Shipwreck Cove, off to Chanwan Warehouse, Rentang Port North, Lower Oil Storage is the Middle Cap, Canal Town, Hilltop Estate, and Walled Farm. Very quick objectives. for PLA here, and they also have a nice, this is a nice choke point to hopefully not get rolled if it does happen. Canal Town has a lot of infantry firefight potential. Could be very, very fun if we do get up to it. But lower oil storage, we saw this objective not as an objective against RaT Brigade and Squad Ops. Instead, it was actually a place where Squad Ops tanks went to get tracked and died. Very, very difficult area to fight around. And we can see that, or hear the Darkest Night and Ukraine Unity Frontline members trying to organize themselves a little bit here. But let's take a look at the units. For PLA, a couple RIB Logi boat, or one RIB Logi boat, a couple of the Logi wheeled transport vehicles, two of the transport vehicles with the heavy machine guns, with one additional one on a delay, a few other the machine gun RIB boats, two with the heavy machine guns, one with the lighter machine gun. A couple of the CSK armored cars, two ZSL open-top APCs, three of those ZBL 08s. That's what they were going for, these ZBLs. And then a ZTZ 99A in about 12 minutes. The 8G helicopter unlocks in 2 minutes. And as we're just about to get started here, the Canadians, one Logi boat, a couple Logi wheeled vehicles, one transport, three MG boats, one TAP V with the 40mm and this GPMG remote weapon system, two of the LUVs with the C6 machine guns on top, two LAV-6s with one Coyote. Recon vehicle has the same weapons as the LAV-6, but much, much thinner armor. And then a Leopard spawning in and a delay in about 10 minutes as well, with two helicopters. Real quick, on our UF side, we have Command Squad Sweet Ducky, Lupine Dominus, Squad 2, Arc, Navarro, Ogneshek, Reece, Foma, Jekun, Squad 3, Reaper, Tianka, Kwezi, Squad 4, Asket, Leshi, Squad 5, Asala, Moor, Stas, Kuvalda, Hi, Drektir, Holy Pimp, Squad 6, Protsins, Mad Mac, Honor, Trivni, Manastorm, Squad 7, GG, Squad 8, No Mercy, Journey, Squad 9, Darkest Night filling in, Echo, Squeeze, Zero, Config, Robbie, Blizzy, Dr. Op, with UF, Hikari, Squad 10, which is our wonderful referee, as Bombero, and Squad 12, Mori, Sipuyu, Kukurudzi? Ah, there we got it, and poof. Nice. I know my Ukrainian. You're definitely gonna check me on that pronunciation down there. But here we go. Team's already rolling out, and looks like Command Squad Sweet Ducky with that one move mark going to get Shipwreck Cove. But a couple boats already headed out towards the northwest coast from both sides. A couple boats out here. You also have one Zero. Wow, Zero is going to be trying to do some shenanigans out in the back line. Not only trying to catch someone out maybe where they shouldn't be, but get that intel, figure out where exactly they might be at.
And try and play for that area.
Right, sounds good.
And if you get intel on where people are chilling, that's more than likely a cat point. So
that point, they might have, or as I could see from this fast point.
Yeah, we're just not
there will be
timing, so I'm not
100%
expecting to hold that.
Right.
and RaT running up. And what type of I was going to see if this is a hat kit. Oh, it is. We got bread in the hat kit, as well as some AT, Ellers, Kraku, QHF, Freddy, and Zim dropping that rally. Anti-tank running out, and they're just going to miss. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, we're actually in a boat fight out on the northwestern coast. Darkest Night Squad taking out RaT's boats. First one goes down, and the second one does too. Oh, no, second one on the back end here. Oh, that's not the boat. That's the Matt V. It's going to be able to open up on the boat. No, Coyote, rather. Coyote, config trying to drive away, and he's not going to be able to. Should be popping in a second. Now Crack and Renzello going to target the other boat, and oh my goodness. It is a naval wipe for both sides on the northern coast. Rinzello and Crack coming in clutch to at least give a little bit of a trade here. And now we have some anti-tanks starting to hit No Mercy and Journey. Trying to figure out where that other LAV... Looks like they're trying to take some shots here, and holds up. Bread managed to hit No Mercy and Journey. No Mercy and Journey have to dismount and try to keep that fire from causing a cook-off, but no! Another AT. Bread swaps out to his lat now, and there it goes. No Mercy and Journey go down. ZBL scratched early on. And we saw this happen a lot of times last week in Bread with that heavy anti-tank kit just right where he needed to be. And there you go, 246 tickets to 265, and we are getting started with a lot of dead vehicles for both sides. Leshy and the rest of the ZBL squad behind him now have to be very careful, figure out where exactly that heavy anti-tank kit is. And I believe that might be a... Ooh, helicopter is trying to take some shots at the Z8G. And that is a chunky helicopter going to be able to just get under the cover of the trees and should be safe from that coyote. But take a look at the map. Shipwreck Cove has been secured. Hilltop Estate is now getting capped by RaT Brigade. Chanwan Warehouse, Sweet Ducky, his command crew dismounting to take that. Right now, though, it looks like RaT Brigade has good control over the northern island.
Heli overpower.
And because of that, that's going to be that third point, which is Runtang Port North. That's going to cause some problems. You have a LAV, or a ZBL rather. This one right here, Tianka, Reaper, and Quezi, they're all by himself, and you've already lost a ZBL up this northern road. You don't want to make it a second ZBL. If we take a look again at their vehicles, you still have 5 minutes for your tank, but you don't want to bring your tank out. We've seen a lot of teams when you don't need that tank, when you're unsure if you're going to have infantry to protect that. Ooh, as AT gives him a little bit of a warning shot, misses, but Quezi, Reaper, and Tianka now know that they made the good decision to fall back. No real infantry fights happened just yet. We've had one or two just kind of onesie-twosie skirmishes, but nothing really happening just yet. As you can see, everyone's trying to scout out, figure out where those infantry players are on either team. And Holy Pimp actually might be running into E1. And he should see E1 pop up left to right, and no, they're just going to miss it. And E1's going to be right behind Holy Pimp. Holy Pimp might see him now. As it looks like, oh, we are in a ZBL and a LAV fight, and oh my goodness, the ZBL fight. This is what happens when we stop looking at vehicles. All of a sudden they blow up. The ZBL decided to turn. We thought he was RTB falling back. Reaper Quezi, for whatever reason, decided to turn back around, and that gave the anti-tank time to still get eyes on the LAV 6. Now, plenty of infantry to stay safe. And Fresh Frog, Zagzagel, you can see they took a lot of damage there. Good hold down position with that fence line to protect him. But there you go. 2 ZBLs quickly down for Ukraine Unity Frontline. And now armor superiority is in the favor of RaT Brigade. And Runtang Port North is now the capture zone. But how are they going to get across this bridge? AORUS, Bread, the LAVs as well. They're going to push up and try to hold this. Blizzy is leading the charge. AORUS should just kind of sit tight, and they might even think, you know, now based on where the enemy is going to be headed, or where that LAV was even trying to hold, that they might even know that Runtang, or Runtang is the next point. Oh, and this might be bad. Dr. Op config They're rolling into that CSK, rolling to the point. Ellers around the corner, gonna see him, and he gets the jump on him, holding fire for a second, and he knocks him off. Dr. Op, 2 in the back of the head, and Squeeze should turn the corner and see him.
Yep.
Oh, and they trade! Squeeze and Ellers trade. That's gonna be good for Ukraine Unity Frontline. CSK is going to get out of there. There's too much infantry. Never mind. Decides to get back in there because there's infantry. Very interesting decision here because you're going to lose that CSK. Bread with a good shot. He's going to try to squish him and he misses. Config dismounting, trying to pull his rifle up, and will he? No. Zim with a good kill on Config. Not only killing the infantry on point, but now the CSK. And Darkest Night squad here trying to help out Ukraine Unity Frontline. And at the moment, they find themselves on the wrong side of a RaT infantry fight. McHusey coming around back, tossing smoke. And Robbie, good shots, laying prone right behind that forklift. 229 tickets for Ukraine Unity Frontline, 280 for RaT, but Canaltown is now secured. The first 3 points uncontested for RaT Brigade. And now LaBomb and Bohannon with that last 6. You can see they're smoking a little bit, took some damage early on, but they're still in the fight. They know there's not much armor to be worried about, and need to give any infantry fight where you can shove an IFV in it, you're going to be much better off. So
Yep.
just barely able to try to stave off that attack, and it looks like this will be a cap. Runtong Port North, QHF Freddy, or QH Freddy rather, trying to come around the corner and clear it. Dr. Op dragged by Robbie, and oh, QH Freddy. Mortar's now coming in. Robbie gets full auto by Freddy. Freddy with the quick turn, not able to get it. Squeeze, able to mop it up, but hold on a second. Now you got 3-year-old Monkey coming around the backside. Oh! I think that was a team kill. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the ZBL. Or the with 40 mil ZBL? No, it was the ZBL. Journey and No Mercy. Wow. Great positioning with that ZBL, holding that backside and actually preventing a huge flank from 3-year-old Monkey to mop this up. Good mortars as well. I believe these are attacking mortars. These are RaT Brigade mortars landing in and just barely missing aim, but they're going to keep up the pressure. Good rally. Bread, McHusey, Ellers, Zim coming back in. This harassment squad is now turned into an attacking squad. Kraku might get smacked by that ZBL too if he doesn't get killed here. See, Puyu goes down, and now... Oh my god! Underhand grenade, watch out, a little close to you. Mori trying to get her eyes on that RaT flank. Oh, and this might get you animation locked. Oh, with the peek! And knocks him out. Kraku goes down to some good shots by Mori. Takes another round from the rocks up east, but able to get behind cover and lower oil storage. The middle cap, 4 caps now for the good of RaT. Ukraine Unity Frontline have secured Runtong Port North, but this looks like, unless they can get well established here and break through RaT Brigade's eastern line, it might be just about all they're going to have for the next 10 or 15 minutes. Mortars coming in on that south side of the capture area. You can see with this rectangular prism outline.
Marking possible rallies for
Tim coming around. He's going to try to clear this. Turns the wrong way for a second. Doesn't see Config and trips over. Config's full auto. But RaT, they're starting to get members inside, and those mortars are helping. Sweet Ducky goes down, loses a, I believe that was a transport truck. Might have actually been a Logi. Oh, and it was a Logi. 236 tickets to 311. And now the IFVs, I believe, pardon the camera movements, because, yep, that's exactly what they're dialing in on. RaT Brigade. They might have had some vehicle question marks last round in the semis, but they are doing well with their vehicles right now. Lav 6 slamming its rounds into the side of No Mercy and Journey, and engine is out. Wheels are out, just barely getting on the backside of this fence. Can they creep to safety? And it looks like they're going to be able to. Wonderful frames happening right now on the northwestern side of Sanshen for us. And an airstrike. Ooh, actually, hold on a second. Whoa! That must have happened within the last, not even called out on command comms. Are you kidding me? Happened so quickly. Torku, Ren, and Kiwi, they track the tank and instantly airstrike it. That was probably one of the quickest track to airstrikes I have ever seen. Unbelievable coordination by this RaT harassment and anti-tank crew. And that's why you always want to have that squad leader, Squad 5 Kiwi Warrior, calling in that airstrike. And Torku. Torku's counterpoint. Wow. Unbelievable. So 202 tickets to 303, and this is already looking dire for Ukraine Unity Frontline. Poof, popping some semi-auto shots downrange, trying to stave off these RaT attackers. And if we take a look at a map, Ukraine is in this. Ukraine has managed to get a sneaky attack fob on the south side of the objective. And that's going to cause some problems. RaT Brigade is coming in with the IFV, though, so now you're going to be on time. You have Bread holding this bridge here, and PLA, they do have amphibious vehicles. Canadian vehicles are not amphibious, so you need to take advantage of that if you are PLA, not use the bridges all the time. TD coming around the backside for RaT. Mori's already down. Sapuyu is the only one in. I think this is going to be a cap now. Yep, Rentong port is being secured now. And you need more infantry on the objective. Unfortunately, the only spawn point Ukraine has to contest this is across the river at Chanwan Warehouse. And the hab down on the south side here, I mean, it's even further from Chanwan. So RaT Brigade is going to most likely domino this type of position. I don't know if they'll want to stretch across this bridge here for Chanwan right away. But you have one rally. You can see one Ukraine Unity Frontline rally on the harbor barrier kind of wake border here. And this blue. Oh, good flank. Lav 6 tearing into the ZBL, and that's going to be an easy kill. That open top IFV can't do much about that. But that Ukraine Unity Frontline radio out southeast of our position here, not going to be doing too much if you can't secure this objective here. Bread up on the bridge. Poof, Sapuyu trying to push in, and ooh, manages to take out Prodigy. Good shots here by Sapuyu. Now Bread right behind on the rocks. I think he's just trying to stay quiet. And he might squash this rally. This rally kill would be huge. I wouldn't be surprised if he hops in this building to try to take advantage of an angle for any unsuspecting vehicles. And if he does, yep, that's going to be a squash rally. And that's a huge push by Bread. Get on the other side, and now you only have a Hab. No Ukrainian rally, but hold on a second. Not enough RaT players on the objective to continue the cap just yet. And now you finally have them coming back in. Medics healing up, but RaT Brigade is steaming through.
Типи вже мост перебігають. На причалі стоїть лавка, цілить нас ще.
У нас свої квейзі сидять мертві, їх можна було б...
Navarro pushing across. And this is going to show just how tough it's going to be for Ukraine Unity Frontline to get back on this objective. And I wouldn't be surprised if Prodigy, Nazi, one of these infantry sees Navarro. Navarro's looking the complete wrong way. And you can see Ukraine Unity Frontline on the map to your right. There's a lot of blue scattered across, nothing too uniform just yet. And what's even more worrying is that RaT's IFVs, they're just floating around freely, able to go around between multiple points, take out a couple infantry, take out a vehicle, float back, and without now a tank. I don't even think RaT's going to bring their tank out. They are not bringing out their tank yet. And why? No need to. This whole western side, you're not able to flank due to the Lav 6s. Blizzy, I think he did manage to tag that IFV, but hold on, that's a full IFV. Actually has infantry on that that open top machine gun and infantry inside. Wow, very surprised to see this. It's just Trojan horse right through, and RaT Brigade is going to know that there's going to be a cap either right about here or behind them on Chanwan. So able to get a new rally for infantry, come up on the other side of this fob, and this might be a huge problem for Ukraine Unity Frontline here.
Не треба туди байтити людей. Хай п'ятий склад іде ДРГ, кидає ралік за 3-9 земель. По ньому хтось дасть спавн.
Just about 20 minutes into the match now, and already down to 153 tickets. Ukraine Unity Frontline. The vehicle kills have been devastating, and not being able to cap the points as well. Another vehicle looks to have gone down. Hearing an explosion out east here. And this attack fob, it looks like they're falling back. They're probably going to, I would even guess that you'd want to dig that down just so you don't get stretched here. Shipwreck Cove is going to be free. We're going to turn off the outline so you can see a bit better. The front line now, even though Ukraine Unity Frontline has been at the Chanwan warehouse for the entire game. Ooh, and hold on a second. Oh! No Mercy and Journey getting caught out in the drink. And surprised, I'm wondering if the Coyote actually ran out of ammo or just lost its turret. No Mercy and Journey. I thought they were going to be donezo here in a second. But no, Crack and Renzello. Yeah, that turret is not moving. Might have just lucked out. And ooh, AT just barely misses No Mercy and Journey. And not going to be able to see Renzo, or Renzero rather. Labam and Bohannon trying to get eyes on, and they see it. They're tagging the front of it, and there he goes. No Mercy and Journey. Well, Journey to the bottom of the ocean there. ZBL sunk by Bohannon and Labam. And you can kind of hear it in the comms. Little frustration brewing already from Ukraine Unity Frontline. Their vehicles have just been not effective at all. Mortars coming in. Again, these are attack mortars from RaT Brigade. And look at this push. Ukraine Unity Frontline has a smoked out RaT Brigade. as Hayes G1 actually gets blasted by that cannon. But good dry smoke. That's actually going to allow the entire infantry squad to push over, and they're going to be able to do it pretty safely. Now taking some small arms, machine guns open up, but the infantry is going to get into the buildings here. Mori, she goes down right here. I heard Ludi. If it's anything like the Russian word for people, then maybe comes screaming about all the people that were just running across the bridge. Honestly, at this point, it's just a little comical, as you heard in her voice. But infantry, Lav 6, mortars, and it looks like we're going to have to see how Ukraine Unity Frontline collect themselves and shore up for Yehorivka, because I don't think there's any way back for them in this one.
Прибежала ко мне с востока.
Comms getting a little quieter.
He's going for a hot drop on port north in CSK. We're gonna try and stall it. Give you guys time to react.
Going for a hot drop on port. And let's see where exactly they want to do this. Now, I don't know if they're going to have enough of a time. You can see an entire...
Шостий пацан, поможи з ходопом цього 9-го. Він щас буде бити його.
An entire, almost the entire team for Ukraine Unity Frontline stuck up in the hills here. And unfortunately, this is just a very slow slog to get through. And you have a handful of E1, Marthew, Snowman, RaT Brigade. They might even be considering digging down this radio here in a couple minutes. And mortars have actually readjusted because they spotted some infantry, and here you go, Marthew, Snowman taking some shots, and this is why you have a bunch of infantry. But what's the goal here? Are you trying to get that mortar fob? Are you trying to push a double neutral? At this point, anything but trying to get into a double neutral is going to lose you the game. I'm not saying you can necessarily win the game, but you are currently being outcapped on Rentang, or I'm sorry, Chanwan warehouse. And look, there's way too much red, and it's already halfway to neutral. You might get a double neutral here. Darkest Night squad dismounted, and that is a hot drop on the point, and they might double neutral this. IFV though, AORUS, I don't think they've even been able to get a repair station. I think they've had that damage since the beginning of the game. Fresh Frogs, Zagzagel, and do you have any AT here for Ukraine? I'm not seeing any. Just, oh, hold on a second. Blizzy, I believe, is anti-tank. And honestly, one shot into him, and you could pretty much pop. And mortars land, or about to land, as we can see him shot off by Waffle out behind. They're playing for the double nuke. Mortar should be landing on Robbie's head in just a second. Good mortars, middle of that compound. And it's no question that Changwon is going to be neutralized. The question is, can RaT get infantry to prevent the double neutral here by Darkest Night? E1 pushing in. Cover that doorway you hear. E1 does take a couple with them. But mortars are keeping the infantry locked up.
2 chevrons on port.
2 chevrons on port. They might have just enough. You can see about 15 to 20% left, and RaT is now streaming back across the bridge, and they're bringing in their IFV with infantry. More infantry getting killed by this IFV, and once again, this IFV has Oh, finally getting repaired. Looks like they just popped up a repair station, and they are up. Infantry nearly about to neutralize it. Can RaT Brigade get in quick to stop the neutral? And it's neutral. They're going to have the infantry to recap it, but at least a good double neutral play here. Infantry spill out the backside. McCusey, Kraku, QH Freddy running in. Mad Mac already down. And now Reece coming in and a little confused at where to shoot. Zim, Ellers, McCusey pushing in through the northern compound gates. Mortars, they've now dialed it into this building, and look at this. The last stand of the Alamo. Robbie, Squeeze, Dr. OP, and Hikari. The only ones left, I think, yep. Just barely getting that cap again. RaT Brigade should be able to start capping this. There's just a handful more infantry to hop in, because Ukraine Unity Frontline, they don't really have the numbers to sustain attacks with multiple IFVs. Honestly, at this point, you might even want to just mortar or artillery barrage your own self in this building if you're Ukraine Unity Frontline. You can see Matty Mice coming in that northern side and squeeze. Able to squeeze off a full auto and still holding in. Can he hold it? 81 tickets to 319. Should hear the shots on the backside. He's going to do a quick turn. Is he going to see him? He does. Dodges the other one. He's going to get McCusey. No. But doesn't look like he got shot yet. Going for the reload. And this is a last man standing situation. Squeeze. The Lone Ranger. And he's going to try to go for a sneaky revive. I believe he is a medic, so it will be a quick revive. No pushing just yet. Kraku, we can see ahead of him.
I hear him. Yeah, I hear him that way.
I hear him that way. Dr. OP trying to hold this western corner, nearly full health, so get his full stamina back. Good plays by Squeeze to keep him in the fight here. And McCusey above him, actually. Doing some Spider-Man jumps. I don't think Squeeze realizes he's going to be caught up on the right side, and he doesn't. Up top on the stairs, Dr. OP repays the favor, and now McCusey goes down. It is capped back, but good effort from Squeeze and Dr. OP. And I do think they're going to lose Chanwan Warehouse 5 only on the point for him. But you can see the harassment squad earlier, LTH, Zrather, QH, Freddy. They've been keeping any chance that Ukraine Unity Frontline could come back to the Chanwan Warehouse just completely done. And they did dig down their own fob east across the river here. So, you know, good effort, but you're going to have to be back at the drawing board for this one. 70 tickets left, 306. It's about to be 350 or 66 here in a second, as RaT Brigade going to capture a Chanwan Warehouse. And now you have a couple armored vehicles pushing across from the southern spawn over the water. And what you don't want to happen is, if your Ukraine Unity Frontline, is to get full capped. I mean, right now it's a pretty unfortunate showing for your vehicles. I don't necessarily think they did too much wrong with the vehicles. Just outplayed with that harassment squad with the tank early on. And losing kind of a 50-50 game, or 50-50 match between the Lab 6 and ZBL. AT just misses Scriptum. And now, oh, the rotor goes down. Scriptum loses his tail rotor. He's going to crash into the compound. Great shots with the 50. And at least one RaT helicopter can be scratched. good consolation prize in the end here. Scriptum's going to have a nice respawn timer. 70 tickets to 359. Chonwan Warehouse is secured, and Shipwreck Cove is now the active point. I wouldn't say it's the active point. I'd say it's active for RaT Brigade, because look at how many Ukraine Unity Frontline members are down in the dirt. And they are just farming. And, well, RaT Brigade, they had a plan. They picked Sanshin. A surprise pick, honestly, for the very opening match of the championship weekend. I thought Sanshin would have been left for a best of 3, but RaT going in hard with a Sanshin pick. And they might have been a little shaky against squad ops in that first round 1, but nothing shaky about this performance. Going to mop up a few more vehicles here. As we see, these are Chinese boats. Another 5 tickets, or another 1 ticket rather, for each of those boats. And the radio, I don't think they see it just yet. On the back of this boat, Labam, Bohannon, Fresh Frog, and Zagzagel. And we are now in the end times here. No comms for Ukraine Unity Frontline and Darkest Night. Going through the motions, and well, we'll see. Journey looks like they're going to try to do a flank, and they might get caught out. Look at all the Ukraine Unity front lines are all in the back line, actually. And this is what you see a lot in typical matches in squad. If you're just joining a server, sometimes when you get out positioned, you have a pretty big contingent, maybe a squad or 2 on the back line trying to just get fobs on the way to the front line, but very rarely are you actually able to win because of that. The front's just moving too quick. The attackers can cap just too quickly. And now Journey and No Mercy, they're hoping for a good flank, but I'm looking at Squad 7, Labam and Bohannon, and I'm calling out, I think they're going to win this fight. Lab 6 is not injured. Journey and No Mercy are tagged with AT. Journey needs to get a good jump on him around the corner. And they might. Ooh, Labam and Bohannon now, and here you go. Labam, Bohannon about to turn the corner right into him. And side armor. But the Lab 6 isn't alone. And Engine, Journey, and No Mercy. Well, RaT Brigade showing them no mercy as a Coyote mops them up. 37 tickets to 345. And that is just how you execute vehicles here. These vehicles have not been left alone. If one gets into a fight, you see the other pretty much right behind him. 37 tickets to 338. Just about maybe 45 seconds until a full cap here. Rally dropped as the other Lab 6, Fresh Frog and Zagzagel. I mean, the map coverage that these vehicles have had is just crazy. Losing those 2 ZBLs early on has just allowed pretty much anywhere these Lab 6s and Coyote wants to be, they can go easily. Oh man, Honor takes a Bushmaster round straight to the forehead. And here you go, Labam, Bohannon. I don't even know if they're going to go all the way to the repair station. They don't really need to. And now Squad 3. with that tank. I'd be surprised if we don't get another airstrike here. Tianka, Reaper, and Kwezi. If you're... Do they see it up yet? If you're RaT, why not, you know, try to go for an airstrike? Tianka, Reaper, and Kwezi, they did get... Oh, and there it is. Radio bleeds out, and there it is. 397 tickets to 0. And the first round goes to RaT Brigade on the map. They picked San Xian. We'll have to see how it goes with Yeharivka. 60 kills. 106 in caps, 42 revives, but 129 kills, 187 in caps, and 42 revives for RaT Brigade. GG's. The live call has gone, and looks like we are live. Here we go. Game 2 of the third place match between RaT Brigade and Ukraine Unity Frontline. Yeharivka Ras V2. And let's see what we're getting in. Ooh, and we have, yes, airfield trenches is this map is actually very... This is one of the... Okay, random events is secure. This is why people will say the game is unfair. Because of a layer like this. This is going to put RaT Brigade... Actually, they're going to be on the back foot from the start. Because you have, within the same distance of, what is that? Almost 2,000 meters. You have 2 caps. Whereas 2,000 meters here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 caps for... Ukraine Unity Frontline. So if Ukraine Unity Frontline has a chance to win something, it should be this one. Let's get into here. So from the bottom left, we are on board once again. This is the this faction has actually, this unit has been banned in every single game except for this one.
Take the AORUS.
So let's see why. 2-wheeled transports, two-wheeled lodges, 2-wheeled transports with 1 additional one on a 5-minute delay. 2 of the TAP Vs with the 40mm grenade launchers and general purpose machine guns on the remote weapon system up top. 3 Lav 6s, and then a Leopard. That's probably why that Leopard is actually on a 10-minute timer, not a 15 or 20-minute. So you get a Leopard early on, and 1 helicopter. Up against the Russians, we have, and this is I believe, the motorized brigade, or 49th Combined Arms Army, rather. So 2-wheeled lodges, 2-wheeled transports with 1 additional one on a timer, 1 remote weapon system Cord Tiger, 2 open-top Cord Tigers, 2 BTR-82As, 1 BMP-2, and then a T-90A. That's going to be 5 minutes later than the Canadian Leopard, and 2 helicopters. So really even, or sorry, really kind of balanced faction loadout for Ukraine Unity Frontline here.
I'm going to go towards airfields.
Whereas Canada, a little bit heavy on those vehicles, but as we saw last round, those vehicles can do a lot of damage. Shevchenko Quarry into airfield trenches, and Stepney Farm, the middle point Laura Stepney. These are going to be bang-bang plays here. Yevanivka, Pet Overpass, and then Paradove up to the main. We are on board with RaT Comms. Squad 1, Finch, AZ, Togus, Hey It's G1, Joe, Sec, Prodigy. Squad 2, Zim, Kraku, Ellerist, Bread, QH, Freddy, McCusey, 3-year-old Monkeys. Squad 3, LTH, Ellerin, Zrather, Baldy, Margoshka. Squad 4, led by Crack, Renzello. Squad 5 by Kiwi Warrior, Torku, Ren. Squad 6, Snowman, E1, and Marthu. Squad 7, Bohannon, Labom. Squad 8, Zagzagel, Fresh Frog. Squad 9, Scriptum. Squad 10, Nicholas, Kappa K, Hendrik, TD. Command Squad. Squad 11, Enigmatic, Lightning 007, Matty Mice. Squad 12, Let Go My Generic Breakfast Waffle. And we are also refed by Alexa Nightfire. Good luck, have fun. The rollout is official, and we are in game 2 of the third place match between RaT Brigade and Ukraine Unity Frontline. This rollout is going to be very important for Ukraine. If they can get to Paradov quick, very quick cap, then see Pet Overpass, you can get in and get a really good, nice cushion. You can see those point of interest markers already popping up. Squad 9. No, I'm not seeing a Squad 9 here. Squad 9 would be Scriptum. That'd be the helicopter. I'm wondering if it's Squad 9 on this side as well. Nope. We'll see who exactly wants to go play up on the northwest side of Yehorivka. Shevchenko Quarry, though, we had a lot of comms as we were going over the teams, but right now everyone's doing their rollout. Going to be a couple minutes before we get any real contact. Paradov now being secured by Ukraine Unity Frontline. They're rolling out with that BMP 2 on this main highway. 2 of those BTR-82s, wolf packing together, always good. The BMP does need to be careful if it gets ambushed. Well, it doesn't look like it will, but those LAV 6s on the south side, honestly, you might want to stick your BMP with your BTRs at this rate, since I'd be very surprised if I was a Ukraine Unity Frontline to run into a LAV 6 that wasn't just wolf packing with the 2 other LAV 6s. An all quiet quarry now being secured. 10% now as the armored ball keeps moving out towards trenches and Stepney. You can see a lot of move markers might be coming around this backside, and BTR-82s we can see already coming up through this dirt path here. Very common.
Smart people in fucking Novo.
You see Novo right in here. This village north of the airfield. And they're already calling out, most likely one of the most common places to push is this Novo area. And you see squad 7 and 8. See who exactly they got inside. That's a full AT lat squad with infantry. Oh, this is kind of full, almost just the harassment. We got the mines. You got Zero with that combat engineer kit. You got SL8, SL7. A lot of medics. 2 medics here, 2 medics there. Two lat kits. One grenadier and then 1 combat engineer. Very good setup here. And squad 8 might actually run into RaT Brigade. You can see their transport, and that this is a TAP V. The TAP V. Oh no, sorry, this is the Tiger. Open top Tiger. And oh no, they flip it. Oh my goodness, they flip it. Darkest Night flipped the Tiger right in front of Zim, 3-year-old monkey, and the infantry now are going to all spill out from both sides. Zero trying to flip.
Who's capping? Who's capping? Who's capping?
270 tickets apiece. Sauce is going to turn the corner. He doesn't see him. Brez going to see him first. No.
Up the middle, is that?
Completely misses all his shots. Sauce finally knocks him out. Sauce and Dr. Op almost go down, and now they actually do. Dr. Op going out for the bandage. Ellers tossing a grenade low. And hold on a second. That I think they just lost a Logi here. We're going to stick with that infantry fight. This just could be very big for the middle cap. LAV 6 is Bomb and Bohannon take some AT. Infantry have spilled out. Oh, they didn't lose a Logi. They just lost a TAP V. But there's enough AT where those lads are going to have to just scatter. A lot of RaT now pushing in, and we're going to keep looking at this fight here for a second.
All points are Stepney area.
And McCusey, oh, the wrap by Darkest Night knocks him out, and that is a wipe from RaT. Or that is a wipe from Ukraine Unity Frontline on a potential RaT flanking squad. Now Kraken Renzello coming around. And he's just going to be trying to mop up nearly. You see that rally off to the left, that hourglass shape behind Hikari and Blizzy. Not able to squash the rally. Love Lamp laying down prone, and the TAP V, or the Tiger rather, does go down.
You're gonna be 5 minutes at least. I'm going east of Stepney.
268 tickets to 285.
I don't care if you're hurt, you need to go to Stepney.
Okay, we'll get you repair station. We've got enough build for it.
But you could hear online in those comms, it's all Stepney, it's all Stepney, it's all Stepney. They know that they have to play for this middle point now.
Largely on highway bridges.
And these teams are very aware of what layers could be. And wow, Kraku coming around Knocks out Blizzy and Hikari. Wow, I am shocked. Kraku walks right by him, and he might even squash the rally. Now the staying power of Ukraine Unity Frontline and Darkest Night completely gone. Rally squashed, vehicle gone, and no rifleman unless they can get Echo up to reset that rally by config. So good squash by Kraku.
Can we update Marcus then, please?
And the BTRs, this is a huge flake. I thought the BTR was going to be tagging the Lavs. So look at the map real quick. Yevanivka is now being secured. Squad 1 for Ukraine Unity Frontline dismounting and starting the cap. BMP way up north. They actually might see... Hold on a second. Quezi and Asket.
Yeah, go for 3. That's what 3, yeah. I don't think we have timing.
And I think this AT squad should hear the BMP.
We need it.
Oh no, they're going way up north. You can see the 5 mark. They're actually trying to wait for that tank potentially. BMP going to be able to just get out of range, but now we have to worry about the BTRs. No Mercy and Journey
West step
down way south.
Okay, Matic, your main job off that this cap just goes straight
And the
to,
BTR-82s are coming up behind this flank. And the Lav 6, oh, there's only one Lav 6 here. He could be caught out. Squad 8.
Putting it at the creation mark.
Fresh Frog and Zagzagel. There's going to be a BTR-82 on the left and right side. Fresh Frog looking the other way, but he gets the first shot. No Mercy going side into it. BTR, you're looking the wrong way. What is happening? Reaper and Tianka, what are they even looking at? Now they're 18. Oh my goodness, one down. Reaper and Tianka finally getting on target for the Lav, but I think the Lav's going to actually knock them out. Oh my goodness, the 2-on-1. How did that happen? Lav 6 comes out on top. Have no idea what Tianka and Reaper were looking at, and there you go.
Oh shit. Fucking insane. Good job, man.
Yeah. Insane indeed. Have absolutely no idea what was happening. Just huge miscommunication. Tianka and his BTR-82 look in the northwest side.
We're gonna do a hab on squad 3 near you.
While that first BTR-82 was looking on the, was literally fighting off to its right.
Stepney farm, finished
Bro,
play of
I'm
Stepney
doing
farm.
that, relax.
Yep.
And because of this, you now have
Snowman.
an armor advantage for RaT Brigade, despite that. I'm speechless. That should not have happened. Lav 6 now on the South Road, Squad 7. They've got good high ground if they decide to poke out here. They are a little damaged. But now you know you have the advantage. You only have 2 BTR-82s and 1 BMP-2 to worry about. Well, where's the BTRs? They're dead. Where's the BMP? I don't know, but you haven't got eyes on him. He could be middle of nowhere with the ATGM rework. A lot harder to tag those ATGMs. And 2 Lav 6s can easily destroy a BMP.
I only see one heli up.
Lav 6, LaBomb, and Bohannon, they're choosing. Oh, you can see 0 goes down. And that high ground from the hill just called out a second ago if they wanted to poke out, and they do. Knocking out the Tiger off to our left. 0's dead in the dirt there. And also another, I believe this was a Logi. No, it was just a transport. Lower Stepney, though. Here's the capture area. Stepney Farm right behind us. We can see the capture area here, and you see the Breakfast Waffle and Joe. They've actually been able to get a hab down. Here we're going to put our radial mark so you can actually see them.
Actually, we're good.
Step Farm having that capture, or that fob. And then we also have an eastern fob to lock down this eastern flank. The only spawn point, team spawn point for Ukraine Unity Frontline right now is across the river from Stepney at Yevanivka.
Yeah, you should respawn, I think.
Stepney Farm secured, and now this should stall it out. And no, it doesn't stall it out. It's now advantage RaT Brigade. Zach and Squeeze getting squeezed down out. of the cap here. Sauce now, Dr. OP dead up on the roof, and now RaT Brigade is pushing on through. Really no reason Ukraine Unity Frontline and Darkest Night should be losing this point at the moment, as Kraku takes a full auto to the side of the head. Sauce has a favor returned to him by McCusey. Hi, we can see laying down on the backside of this objective, northeast corner, and he's going to be able to get into the cap zone, but not enough other of his teammates coming in to prevent the actual cap from happening. RaT, on the other hand, have started a flank of their own, and this could be good. They're just about 32 meters away from a rally coming in from the backside. Nicholas. And if they squash that rally, you now prevent the only rally you have left for the Ukraine Unity Frontline. You have a Squad 7 rally down the southwest side, and that's about it. That's about it. Not looking too good from a map control standpoint again.
LTH, I'm working on it.
Good, thank you.
And he's just going to miss that rally. Kappa K might get it, though. And he does. Good squash on that rally.
Okay, next point to C7. Next point to C7.
And this is a... I'm going to call this right now. This is a huge mistake by Asket and Quezzy right now. But hold on a second. Torku, we're going to try to fly over to Torku real quick. He's trying to get eyes on this tank. And it's going to skirt right on by. They're trying to get eyes on the tank, but you can see Zakafel squeeze Dr. OP and Sauce going east, and Tianka and Reaper going even more east. So BMP trying to go on this southwest flank. I think this is a huge mistake. You can see that IFV mark popped up. They know that BMP is out on the western side. And now script them.
Okay, you guys need to get some spread going. Looks terrible.
BMP marked accurate for our west stuff.
We're in good position for next points, don't worry.
So they're going to play some, I think this is Brad. Yep, Brad's going to be in the perfect position. You can see we're in good position for the next point.
Okay.
And
maybe LTH can go up that way now then?
And Zim calling out that once they get step, lower step, I mean, you have oh my goodness, and Nicholas, that flank from before, this was just a mortar fob, and they've actually...
accurate heading west. I think it's moving, Zagel.
They're keeping everyone buttoned up on this hab here. Hendrick running in. If they can squash this, that's going to be about GG. Nicholas taking... Oh my goodness! Hendrick takes out 2 or 3, and finally goes down the Phantom. Oh my goodness, the hab was overrun for just a second here. Nicholas putting some pressure already in Yev, and now if Bread can actually knock out this tank. You can see Squad 2's pushing west out here. He's gonna be kind of out of position, both Bread and Torku. You can see the hats trying to flank. But I thought there was going to be a big fight on Stepney, and unfortunately that's not even going to happen. Stepney already captured, and now the lab, since it doesn't have much of anything to worry about, Crack. Oh my goodness, never mind, it has a lot to worry about. Hatkit knocks out Crack. Interesting decision there. Looks like he one-manned it, and pops from a well-aimed shot. BMP coming around the backside, Asket and Quezzy. They're trying to go for these vehicle picks. I don't believe the tank has... Yep, tank is just now getting its crew up. So you have a Lav 6 coming around the backside. LaBomb and Bohannon. And the BMP... We've seen these vehicles kind of completely turn around games. And if Ukraine Unity Frontline wants a chance, they're going to have another big Lav 6 pick. And they might get it here. LaBomb and Bohannon.
Try to get a launch up on east side, get it have on east stepney.
BMP3 looks like he's kind of flying blind or driving blind right now. And especially you're gonna have two Lavs right here. I don't understand what this BMP is doing.
Hey, BMP's pushing a Zach. BMP's pushing a Zach.
And if anything, you're not going to be in range to hit your ATGM. LaBomb and Bohannon are just waiting for him. They're going straight for the autocannon, and that's not going to do it. Double Lav and Asket and Kwezi are shredded. That is a long way to get killed by two Lav 6s. Takes the scenic route. 20 minutes later, ends up dead. Very curious decision there. And now you also have a tank pushing. These vehicles making some poor decisions for Ukraine Unity Frontline. And you can see, once again, we're going to take off these so you can see a bit better of the front line. Good kind of center stepney control here by RaT Brigade. You do have a little bit of a worry on your southeast side by Step Farm, but there's enough. You got your Lav, you got your infantry. You're not really going to have to worry too much since you have the vehicle advantage now. 3 LAVs to 0. Maybe just that T90.
They're in the field southeast of
AT looks like they're going to try to do something here. I'm confused.
Not able.
Got it, we can do it. UAV can do it.
Okay,
I don't need to be in UAV anymore. I don't think we need any assets at the moment, correct? No airstrike?
Infantry now pushing in, and this fight is for it. Combat engineer 0. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. Oh, he's trying to find this this Stepney farm fob. But TD.
Their heli fucking crashed.
TD calling out that their helicopter crashed. I don't believe it did. Nope, it did have a nice little hard touchdown, but he's up and okay. RaT Brigade mortars just slamming down on that hab. And TD finally goes down to a good shot by Holy Pimp out on the northeast side. And what is this? I just don't understand this. They're coming down. Can anyone try thinking of why you would do this right now?
Saxagel and Bohannon, the rally should be southeast.
I'm wondering if they want to go...
Their tank is gonna get them on the hill and get a fucking advantage.
Tank is turning east. Tank is turning east on 9-eye, marked accurate, heading up to the hill.
They're trying to get a flank on the back road. But what's going to happen is it's just so easily spotted.
Scriptum, if he's going to post up on the hill, get me an attack request. They're smoking. They're pushing Stepney farm.
You hear Commander saying, if they are going to do what we think they're going to do, hey, get ready. Get that track, and we'll just smoke them with the airstrike. They've already done it once today. And very easy, so we'll get to this infantry fight in just a second. Very curious to see what's going to happen with this tank here. But in the meantime, the T90, if it can get some sort of pressure, you see the hill advantage they have that you can just shoot down here. The Lavs, we saw kind of circling back, Lavs going east so they don't get dumpstered by the T90. Now the problem is, though, you also have Bread, that hack kit refloating around. And Reaper, and you got a Leopard, I think, even coming up from behind, too.
He's right on 9-eye on the attack hill.
Very odd decision.
Alright, give me a request.
Are they going to do it? They're going to do it right now? Wow. Oh.
Is he on your eye?
He's directly on my eye, yeah. He's not moving.
Engine off. Tianka into the command seat. And wow, this could be a huge play. You don't want Bread to scare him now.
Alright, sending.
And
Right on my eye.
deciding to move.
You should hit
Oh
him,
my
like,
god,
don't
script
hit
him,
him.
you motherfucker.
No, it was he moved a tiny bit after you. Oh, he's moved. He's moved. He gave up. He's going.
Yep, they saw the helicopter actually still hovering, and so very smart. They decided to say, hey, let's get out of here. Helicopter just staying in the area for way too long actually spooked them. Tionka had swapped over to the command. And that's a... most likely, if you're going to score this an error, would probably be an error on Scriptum's part. Helicopter staying...
He was. And then he moved.
Staying a bit. Either way, airstrikes on tanks that are not tracked or engined, always a risky play. Doesn't pay off there. But in the meantime, this armor has actually. Oh, hold on a second.
I got stepped in, don't worry.
Big armor push happening, or big infantry push happening on lower step. And we saw this squad 10 earlier. Pushing up and actually getting into Yevnivka. RaT Brigade now, they have to float back. Ukraine Unity Frontline are falling down. And did they lose another vehicle? They lost another BTR. Unbelievable. Zagzagel Fresh Frog. I think that was another 1v1. And it was.
In the field, marked accurate.
It was from tank.
Fresh Frog knocking out another one. And I don't understand what is happening with this tank. Lower step now uncontested. RaT Brigade actually recapping it. Not AT, mortars coming down the fob. T90 smokes a Logi just chilling in the back there. But Reaper and Tionka, they might find themselves tracked right outside a Stepney Farm hab. You can see they have a lot of friendly infantry to also cause some problems, so maybe they're just hoping you can even get the Leopard baited in. Oh, and just misses. Actually doesn't do any damage. That does. Engined. Kraken Renzello. They engined the T90. And I don't think they realize where he is. Kraken Renzello are going to have another free shot. AT through the backside. And there it goes. Reaper should pay attention now. Turn around. Do something. Understand that you're being shot at. Now finally turns around. And there's the awareness. Reaper still not taking a shot. Does he not know? Unbelievable. Just poor armor play right now. And wow, went right through our camera without a single shot. Tionka and Reaper just flying blind in that T90A. Took nearly the same exact route as the BMP and went to this. This is shocking, actually. The disjointed armor plays that are happening right now. It really makes you wonder what the comms are, what the plan is. Every team that's been successful with their armor has had vehicles pushing together, then slowly breaking off, ambushing, coming back. This is the routes that they're taking spotted the entire time. The Lavs had time to fall out and get into safety. And although there was a little bit of pressure on lower step, it's okay because RaT infantry able to flex back in, deal with the threat, then go back out. And now you have this is completely open for RaT Brigade. You have all your Lavs, you have your Leopard, you have all your infantry. The only thing you're missing is an airstrike and a UAV. Oh, they might even have their UAV too, because that was called in from a helicopter. So just very confusing situation here. And I think we're just going to have to stick up with this northern fight into Yevnivka. And this is the only chance here. Mana Storm. Head of Sec. Sec turns and knocks him out.
They're bringing another heli out of main.
Ooh, good GL. Sec goes down. And, oh, not before he squashes that rally, though. Good shot by Sauce, but Sek able to get within those 30 meters.
Main heading southwest through the
Rally
field,
down, and Squad 8 is without their own squad spawn. And the wrap is starting to happen. Squad 3. We still have Torku holding this main road, but Squad 3 is starting to tighten the noose. And they might see config here. And that is an open top as well. There's no AT to deal with, but you would be able to knock out whoever's in the gun. Mortars coming down. These are RaT Brigade mortars. Zakafel needs to be careful. Might see a mortar dropped right on his head. But you want to hold the northern side because you need to try to push yourself back into lower step. The harassment is still trying to happen. You see Reece on the backside Brotsense as well, trying to get on the backside of step. But every single time they've tried to make something happen, a Lav 6 has just come in to finish harassing the harassers. So this vehicle disadvantage it's almost impossible to fight your way through. And Margot Shka in that tap V and looks a little damaged here. Zero, well, let's go take a look at Zero here. On board with Zero as he's been trying to fob hunt.
I'll push the lane right here, finish.
If you notice, he's skipping the mortars. He knows the mortars are right here.
Alright, I'll set up for this lane.
And instead electing to go towards that radio.
They must be ready. Snowwolf in the tree line of your Nifka, otherwise can't take it out there. Must run through. LTH.
Laying prone. Not sure if Joe should have spotted him. Yep, says close. Field, and there you go. Zero, smoked by Joe, decided to go peek at the wrong time. Good awareness by Joe, and that's going to be one more combat engineer pushed away. The harassment is just not enough. But this might be enough. Look at this huge infantry push now coming in from Ukraine Unity Frontline. 256 tickets to 117. They need a cap lower step in order to get back into this game.
Okay, so I'm gonna go center of Yev.
Dr. Op turn the corner. Should see Prodigy through the bushes, and they're not going to see him. Prodigy now climbing, vaulting over the fence, and Dr. OP is going to be in that building. Unknowns to Prodigy, who's right below him. Tianka might get smoked here by Prodigy. Prodigy trying to line it up. Takes a full auto. Another full auto. Tianka finally goes down. But now Dr. OP knows exactly where he's at. Togus takes a couple shots. Finally goes down. Dr. OP. They trade. Kraku and Dr. OP. Prodigy keeping the high ground. Hikari, Echo, Love Lamp. They need to get inside this compound. Get themselves stuck in between so they're not just fighting through the bushes.
Alright, we're ready to move the radio to lower Stepney. Let's...
Love Lamp,
Let's rip this radio. Yeah, on Stepney Farm.
Prodigy yelling. He was about to take a shot at Echo, but good mortars by RaT, looping around the backside, and now they've actually flanked the initial push. They've gotten themselves surrounded, Ukraine Unity Frontline. They managed to get inside the compound, but unless they can knock out and break free from the north side, they just pretty much got themselves fishbowled. QH ready, coming around with the flank, goes to full auto, and there he goes. Not sure if he knows Dr. OP's around the corner, but he's going to try to go in for the house clear. Now turning around the other side, and no, he's not going to see him. Dr. OP, little bushwookie laying down on the ground, and now they got some Lav 6 support as well. And that's what I'm talking about. These infantry fights are actually pretty even, but then when you just add in the Lav 6, it's over. Kari finally goes down to some high explosive. And there you go. The threat is once again neutralized. It looks so intimidating. And then you just need to buy enough time to get your last 6 in there to mop it up. And there you go. 256 tickets to 112. awkward sounding, almost maybe min-armed Phantom trying to fire at something does not end up working. And still trying to figure out where the hat kits are. Hat kits are looping around the backside, and there's still a lot of pressure on Step. I do think they actually knocked down that fob on the south side. So the harassment finally breaking through, knocking out that mortar fob from the southern of Stepney Farm. So RaT Brigade do lose. They don't have a spawn point anymore. Okay, enough pressure up on the north side to cause problems, and now I believe this is a Ukraine Unity Frontline artillery barrage going in from north-south, trying to clear it out and let the infantry push in. But not only going to push in from the north side over this bog area, you're also going to have a southern push. So Ukraine Unity Frontline making some moves on the south side. It's not over yet. 250 tickets to 100. Still plenty of game if they can get into this cap. Not only if they're able to get lower step, because it's so Stepney Farm is so close in proximity, they could actually get a quick 120 tickets if they are able to stay on with it. Artillery barrage about to land right on Ellerst and 3-year-old Monkey. And even Fresh Frog might get tagged. Lav 6. It's strong, but not sure about too much artillery. Leopard as well on the edge. First artillery barrage lands. And that's a little... I don't think you're going to... Unfortunately, you're not going to tag any of the RaT infantry on this northern side. Oh, never mind. Sec. The Sec does go down and just a little too low. I want to say that the infantry was trying to push in and not get killed by the artillery barrage by Ukraine Unity Frontline, and by putting it just a little lower to keep their infantry safe, they've actually inadvertently kept RaT Brigade safe as well. Kari running in and able to full Ozo McCusey. Going to dodge a few more rounds, but not that machine gun. And artillery barrage. Matty Mice is on the south side all by himself. And you need to be careful now if you're RaT Brigade. You have Marthu as well. Matty Mice goes down, and this big flank by Ukraine Unity Frontline might actually open up.
Scriptum, we need build to lower Stepney Hab at your convenience, please. Thank you.
Kraken Renzello going down south, and they might run into the AT. You have Stas Kuvalda on the southwest side. I think there was another heavy anti-tank kit. No, two Lats in Stepney Farm. Not sure where the other hat kit respawned up in Yevnivka. So Leopard is pushing east side, going to be away from the hat threat, which was actually marked on the map earlier. So
auto timer.
2 minutes, 150.
Margot Shka out east, and
my proposal is through Red Arrow, just across southeast and northwest.
I don't think he meant to get on this flank, but he actually got himself stuck. He's trying to flip his tab V right now. He's actually been very helpful by being stuck here. He's allowed himself some time to now get behind an entire RaT Brigade team. And look at this, they're loading up into the Tiger, the remote weapon system here.
Pick me up.
And it looks like they're getting ready to push into helicopter. What if they want to take the shots? And there they go! Scriptum! Mikey engined.
North Hill, north of Hab.
I think he is engined. No!
Tiger, south of Lower South.
Just barely. Unbelievably lucky by Scriptum.
Be careful not to overextend this.
That
Snowman, keep us updated.
Cord machine gun going for the engine block and not the tail rotor, and that probably saved him. That did prevent any more build being dropped in lower step. They had asked it earlier for a repair station, and now that TAP V, rather, the Lav 6, you can see 2 Lav 6s coming in.
Okay, we gotta wait for Darda then.
And big smoke out infantry dismount. And let's see, they do have, I think, some AT. They at least have a couple AT to help
Already in 20.
shield the Lav 6, but they need to spread out so they don't get all smoked in one go. Mad Max Sapuyu, Peraltans, and Trivney going down. Only one goes down. Reaper on the backside. Oh, Sunkati now as well. And they haven't lost all of their AT, but they might now. Matty Mai is coming in if he pushes Sapuyu. And unfortunate in the end, Sapuyu is going to get killed by the Lav 6. Let's take out Matty Mice. Trivney, the only one left up with Peraltant after that push, and no AT on them. So a big attempt at pushing in and trying to take lower step, but once again, you just can't do anything when Lavs come. And ooh, they hit a mine. Labom and Bohannon actually hit a mine. And there's no nearby AT.
You need a request for
Navarro actually knocks out Margot Shka, who was trying to flip his Tap V. So Tap V is now abandoned out. But you can see, look at the encirclement beginning on Yeharivka. And oh, the BNP, once again, all by himself. BNP gets flanked. They flank the flank. Leopard actually takes out the BNP 61, take us to 239. And I think a good last effort by Ukrainian Unity Frontline, but I don't believe this is going to happen. AT into the back of Fresh Frog and Zagzagel, but they're going to be able to just get on out of that. Just one RPG is not going to do enough. No repair station for these Lavs, but they don't really need it at the moment. They haven't been tested nearly as much as they really should have been. And the encirclement, you see, they actually got the, they broke through the north side. This is where the artillery was earlier. And now able to push in the southeast side. Vyevanivka looking very weak for Ukraine Unity Frontline. Echo and Robbie coming in, but Robbie might be running into a kneeling Kraku here. Oh, full autos into the tree, and Kraku.
There is a one guy, northwest.
Yeah.
Yep.
I marked on him.
Good shots.
Don't do that one. Don't do that one, actually.
McHusey. Good double tap follow up, and Robbie goes down, and that's going to knock out the threat. And RaT Infantry. This is the type of RaT that we thought, we were going to see last weekend. And
10 seconds.
well-prepared vehicle plays have been massive, but their infantry is reacting and working very well, keeping all these attacks from Ukraine Unity Frontline. They look threatening, but infantry floats back in, creates that space, and then allows the vehicles to shore it up. Echo gets swarmed by RaT Infantry. $44 tickets to 237. Not going to be nearly as big of a win as it was last round. But don't count Ukraine Unity Frontline out just yet, because you do have that hack kit Stas Kuvalda out in the trees.
Or 10 or 1 get a request marker, I guess, on Yevninka on top of it.
Getting ready to call in that artillery barrage on Yevnivka. RaT Brigade preparing the push from the southeast side.
We still have a rep station on step. Do we still have a rep on step?
Need one. We need one.
We need one, Scriptum. Thank you.
And what I think Ukraine Unity Frontline wants to do, you want to get into another infantry fight. And the MO so far by RaT Brigade, you have those infantry fights, then the vehicle comes in to help. If you can bait this vehicle in, Fresh Frog and Zagzagel in to help support, or even Labom and Bohannon, they're damaged, the one tandem, and that's going to be donezo for them. Then you have Stas Kuvalda, needs to be patient and not get himself picked off here by E1.
It's fine.
And good shots by Stas. You want to hold here. And here you go. Fresh Frog and Zagzagel coming in. This could be perfect for Stas Kuvalda.
Zag's going.
I'm gonna go burn the
And there it goes into the engine block.
I just got hacked.
And there it pops. The 1-2. Hat and Lat combined to knock him out finally. And this could be the start of a storming back by Ukraine Unity Frontline, pushing into the south side of Step. And that Lav 6 bait worked flawlessly.
BTR to the north.
And especially with a BTR coming in from the north side now, you have a damaged Labam and Bohansen way up north. You have a damaged Kraken Renzello a little further south, but that tank, I don't know. Hold on a second. The double BTR ambush. They might be able to get the Lav 6. And no, they're going to run into the Leopard. The BTRs, I think they evasive right when they need to. And the drive smoke might not save Sauce and Love Lamp, though. Kraken Renzello might just send one right through and see what happens. Nope, Zero and Blizzy flanking around the backside. Sauce and Love Lamp. Ooh, need to be careful. Labam and Bohannon taking shots. Love Lamp getting tagged, and that Leopard's going to turn around and see... Or the BTR's going to turn around and see the Leopards, and there it is. Zero and Blizzy take one right through the back. 28 tickets, and now this is probably going to be the game. Ukraine Unity Frontline had a massive attack on Stepney lower, but with some misplaced BTRs and some... hold on a second. Oh, it is tracked. Kraken Renzello are tracked. Sauce and Love Lamp could save themselves.
One shove, 50% to neutral.
We've got people coming. We've got lots of people there.
And that might have just saved him here. The BTR, though, I don't know if they have eyes on it. Wow, tracked. Kraken Renzello tracked. You can see the smoke, though, if you're the Leopard. I believe that back into the BTR. You might try to take a shot, and yeah, they do. 6 tickets. There you go. Patience paying off, and the hab is overrun. The radio is being dug. Oh, in just a second here. But
Hab is staged.
there you go. Hab is staged, meaning it is off. The roof is off.
They were pushing off gas last scene.
And just when you think Ukraine Unity Frontline are going to have a massive attack, that RaT infantry able to flex right back. The Lav also able to flex right back. And what was nearly a neutral lower step is recapping by RaT Brigade. The BTR threat up north at Yev has been dealt with. And here you go. 215 tickets to 6. RaT Brigade. A couple nervy moments throughout these rounds. Ukraine Unity Frontline coming in with some pretty decent plays, if we want to be completely honest. Just the timing was just never there, and the vehicles completely out of it.
Kelly is leaving the main, going west, southwest.
4 tickets, and that will be it. Well, it was a DQ to start, but it's nothing DQ about taking 2 out of 3 from back to back. And RaT Brigade well and truly earns their 3rd place title. Thank you again for Darkest Night offering some reserves to help fill out Ukraine Unity Frontline here, but there you go. With the barrel roll to end it. 3 tickets, and nearly gets fly swatted by a nice AT round.
Then I go to
2 tickets, and that will be that. GG's. RaT Brigade coming up with the win. Took us a bit to get here, but there it goes. Official. Official.
Oh my god, I made up for my death last time.
159 kills to 83, 237 in caps to 155, 72 revives to 53. And with that, RaT Brigade coming in with the 3rd place, winning $250. And thank you, Ukraine Unity Frontline, for showing up and putting up the good fight, even with down the numbers. But RaT Brigade muscling out the competition and securing 3rd. GG's. Hello, hello.
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 All right. Well, congratulations. Join with me is Zim and Finch, officially securing the third place. Obviously, you know, the having some number issues to start it off, but how does it feel to actually, after the delay, to come out and rightfully take a 2-0 to secure third?
It feels good to win the game, but we would have preferred to be in the final, to be fair. And I'm kind of looking forward to the match tomorrow for that reason. Although securing the third is just as fine for us.
Yeah, it was, you know, at least from the outside looking in, you know, if we were to compare maybe last week's game to today's game, no matter the map, no matter the vehicle, it seemed like you guys were on point with your vehicles. Did you take some lessons learned off of it last week over your next week and moving forward? How was the last week of prep after that loss to Squad All-Stars?
Well, I think a lot of our vehicle crews kind of got down to the notes of last week's performance and fixed a lot of the issues that we had there in terms of positioning and just angling all of the armor. And again, this week it worked a lot better, mostly because of the work that they did to fix their mistakes, and also the fact that PM or Squad All-Stars Germany has probably better vehicle crews than what UF does.
Yeah, so let's talk about the picks here real quick. You guys actually selected San Shen. What was out of the maps here? You know, some I guess less commonly played maps. Why San Shen for y'all's pick?
We've had a lot of success on Zanshan in the competitive scene, and it's a pretty decent map, and actually it's quite Vic heavy and Vic focused again, meaning if you got a good Vic crew in, and we can pretty easily dominate the map, and with it being RAS and not quite knowing exactly where the flags are, but having a rough idea, taking that map control is super important, and the Vics and everything else help us with that.
Yeah, speaking of map control, pretty early on we saw the harassment and backline. It happened so quick we didn't even realize a tank was out of main before an airstrike was coming in. I mean, these the harassment, the coordination to have squad leaders, the commanders. I mean, are you guys expecting at certain times to have these all? I mean, it must have been pretty much right when airstrike was up that you guys were able to knock that out.
Yeah, the Angel of Death, baby.
Tough to spawn, obviously, and the airstrike we get as fast as possible, and just slam it down on the tank. And this is also one of the reasons we picked Sanction. Team 1 has a pretty heavy favor, in my opinion, because of just the spawn placement. And the main is really easily camped, and any logistics, any vehicle that needs to go through from the Team 2 main, which they had, is really predictable. So we kind of knew where the tank was going to go, and we just positioned our guys from there, and then we got the airstrike immediately down on it.
Yeah, it worked out great, but also infantry coming in over that port point. Infantry, your vehicles, it just seemed like the synergy between everyone was working really well today. And then when we get on to Yeho, I think you actually called it in command, but there was a point where you guys said, you know, it's all in step and it's all in step. When you guys notice that you have a layer, kind of what you got, it favors the other team. How did you guys kind of respond internally to saying, okay, we're actually pretty stretched, let's make sure we fight for the middle?
And we had to make a risk because they could have had way better positions than we did, just off the rollout. And so it was kind of gamble just to throw some vehicles around and try to get a large E and rotate fast. And having people actually aware of what needs to be happening is part of the success that we had. All the SLs really responded well to rotations today. And we were able to get up rallies and secure kind of spots for us to get a hab up for the caps.
Yeah, that's one thing. There were a couple maybe not even scary, more potentially threatening moments where we did see some good flanks coming in from Ukraine Unity on the backside of the Stepney points. Was there ever a point where you guys felt really threatened, or did you think you could flex back into that defense fairly well?
We had map control in the middle and map control outside the main the whole game, so they were on our flag, but we had enough people in the right places in the map to be able to either attack or defend. So anytime they started to cap it, we were able to rotate people back. It was definitely a headache to have so many people in our back line, and obviously it brings their people away from their front line. And so by the time we managed to get the RT in, we were able to pretty easily get into the cap, and that was it. So by them overextending, it made it much easier to attack that flag.
Great. So now third place officially in the books. It's you guys have more competitions coming up. What are y'all now doing for the next week or so now that this is officially done and dusted for RaT?
We are currently in a phase where we are building up the team again. We're working on the core mechanics of all the players and the SLs to get back into prep. There's a tournament starting soon, but we decided not to play, both because of the tournament organizers and the team needing some rest. We have been playing tournaments for about like 6 months in a row now. So having some part of the summer will be nice finally. So we got about like 6-7 weeks till the next tournament. And by that time, we'll just be playing scrims and internal practices to prepare for that.
Great. So for those who maybe they're like, I like how RaT played, I'm not in a team, how can they get in contact? How can they do I mean, what do you guys do if you're kind of looking in the future as you're doing this rebuild or planning? Is that open? What can people do to kind of join you guys or maybe just continue following y'all?
Currently, our applications are closed for recruitment because we have a lot of new people that we are currently working on. But we will accept individuals that might want to play. Although this is a highly competitive environment. And the best way to go about it, even if you don't want to join us, if you want to join a different team, like any of them, there is a squad comp Discord, which has a list of all the current active teams, where you can get the contacts and all the information of all the teams, and then I might find something that suits you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again. Zim, Finch, congratulations. Hard-fought tournament. Probably had one of the harder routes to the third place game, but coming up with 2 O's. Congratulations. Enjoy your summer off as you guys rest up and train for the next one. But thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a fun game.